Gentlemen, let's see here. We're on, it's green. Thank you. We are here on May the 9th, Thursday, 2024. This is the Legislative and Governmental Relations Committee meeting. And thank you for being here. We're going to proceed. So the roll has been passed around, and I know that has been done. So I'm calling us to order, and we have done the roll call. You guys look there at our agenda there on that page. Look that over. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Allow me to take notes here while we're doing this, please. Unless somebody would like to volunteer to do that. Okay, and if you would look at the previous committee meeting minutes that you'll find there in your packet. And after reading all those, I will entertain a motion to accept and
So
approve those.
what are these minutes here that's for the whole commission?
No, that's something we're gonna vote on here in a minute.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I skipped past
Fun-
that.
fun
That's the last
incoming
one,
thing.
yeah. All right.
Up and coming.
That's the
Okay.
previous agenda and then the minutes for the previous agenda. All right. I'll move for approval of the minutes.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Thank you for letting me get this down. Because of the
Don't forget to call-
time pressing us, we need
Don't
to get the
forget to call
minutes
the vote.
tonight. And don't forget to call the vote. Thank you for on that. Okay, let's back up here just a minute to the agenda. I have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Since we're being recorded.
Yes, and thank you. Details are important.
I've done it
and
many times.
brand new guy here, keep me straight. Okay, now we have a motion and second for approval of the previous minutes. Do I hear a yes or no? All approved, say
Yay.
aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, no. Anybody doesn't approve, say no. I hear no votes. All right, I'm looking around the room and see there are no citizens or guests here to visit and speak to us, so we'll move on past that. Previously unfinished business, this is that just ongoing thing that I'm doing with the committee, and I'm just about done with that, but I've been delayed, family members in the hospital and different things like that, so we'll hopefully have that finished by the next meeting, so thank you for your patience in that, and we're trying to get that done and nailed down. Okay, for new business, the first item to consider is proposal for presenting in the next CLB, that's the county legislative body. That's what I found is the official name of our commission.
Yep, it is.
So CLB meeting to officially approve newly appointed Commissioner Roger Chambers, a member of our present committee. And he was seated and is all proper as a commissioner, but there's been some fogginess as to his official service as the committee member on this committee and on law enforcement.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what those minutes are that you asked about a while ago, Lynn.
Yep.
On the second page there, it shows where the mayor, Matheny, had appointed him to those two committees, and that's what we're just approving
Right.
and
So
sending
did
on
we
to the
not vote on
CLB.
that last time?
Well,
I
there was
don't-
some question
I
as to
don't think
all
there
the-
was an actual
Motion.
vote
Yeah.
Right.
to ratify his appointment.
So if we don't have it in here, we didn't, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that was
Even
the
if we did it, if
question.
it's not in the minutes, it doesn't exist.
That's
Right.
right, so we want it to be official.
Well, I
So
will
that's what-
certainly move to approve that.
Okay,
Second.
all right. All in favor, say aye. Aye, okay.
You might want to put him down as abstaining or.
Yeah, abstain.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
put you as abstain. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to new business item number 2. And you'll find that packet back there in your packet, I should say. Consideration of a proposal from the Policies and Procedure Committee for presentation in the next CLB meeting regarding the official change to the Coffee County Government 2024 holidays. Those were sent to us by the Policies and Procedure Committee. You'll see that back there. First of all, let's have a a motion and second before we discuss it?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
second, okay.
What day of the week does this fall on this year?
It was a Wednesday or something like that, and they were
Yeah.
gonna move it to Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, there's both pages there. That's the,
Yeah,
Surprised
so
we did
it's,
to begin with.
the 25th is on a Wednesday.
right, 25th Wednesday,
So
and
this'll be, they're
Tuesday,
going
Wednesday,
from
Thursday.
23, 24, 25 to 24, 25, 26.
Right, just moving the dates
So
over.
they're just scooting it over one,
that-
so that would make it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
right.
I
So,
would've thought, well, everybody wants off Christmas Eve though. I was gonna say, I'd rather have the Friday off as well if it was me, but,
Right,
Right.
yeah.
all right. Any other questions or discussions about what we're doing or been asked to
Now,
look at here?
If they came to that conclusion,
It was a
sounds
unanimous
reasonable to me.
decision from that committee, forwarded to us to approve and forward to the CLB if we saw no problems. So with a motion and second, what is your,
Yeah.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, so we have a unanimous decision there. All right. Now, number 3, consideration of proposal from the Policies and Procedure Committee for presentation in the next CLB meeting regarding the official updated amendment for administrative closing policies for Coffee County. That's next to the last page, I believe, there.
interesting.
And if I understand correctly, the change is the italicized at the bottom of
Yeah.
that page.
Yeah. I don't think I disagree with it.
I actually thought that was the only one that could do it anyway.
I did, me too.
So,
Well, that's
but if this
what
just
it's
kinda
saying,
makes it
it's
official, then
99
Yeah,
that's-
so
policy.
again, we're just kind of codifying, making it official.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
We had some offices at that time. I sat in the policies and procedures,
Closing
and
down
the Justice Center was what was confusing. The judges, closed that office when the county offices were open, and
Interesting.
they were kind of,
and I think this was just an attempt to clarify the process.
Right.
And what to do. So,
right.
do you see something different here?
Now, and I think the judges can,
They can certainly go home if
they
want to.
can certainly
Yes.
cancel court, they
Right.
just can't close the office.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So,
yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Watkins.
I'll
Need a second?
Oh, go ahead.
Roger?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
Right, right.
all right, Roger. And all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, now let's move on to the 4th item on our agenda. It was thought that we need some regulations and qualifications for the chairman pro tem in our CLB. And so the Policies and Procedure Committee came up with these guidelines that you see back here. And so they sent that to us, and we're to look at that as far as the procedures for the requirements for the person that would be in this position. In looking at this, I had a question about what happens if we don't find someone who
Yeah,
qualifies. And-
that willing to resign, that one gives me some pause.
well, I think the must also gives, is what got me on this, and,
And we have to have a mayor pro tem.
correct.
So-
Well,
Yeah.
it's a chairman pro tem.
Well, chairman,
sorry.
sorry, not.
I mean,
But-
here's what's gonna happen with that sentence in there. Somebody say, you willing to do it? Yeah, I'm willing to do it. Oh, the mayor died. Oh, sorry, I quit. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, and the thing is
It's
you're
not-
telling somebody that they must quit their job. I don't have to. If I
Yeah.
happen to meet some criteria and become
The mayor.
the chairman pro tem, and something happens and I have to step in, I can take a leave of absence. there ain't nothing says I can't do that. I don't think we
Well,
can
that's what-
tell somebody, Lynn, you have to quit your job.
Or you have to.
If
or
something
you have to
happens-
Testify ahead of time that, yeah, that I.
Yeah,
have
that
to
you're gonna
ahead of time.
quit your job if something happens.
Yeah, it's like, well, if that happens, what's
I
gonna happen,
don't-
somebody's gonna say, I resign as being mayor pro tem.
That, yeah, now what happens? You're gonna have to elect one to be one.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I understand the
know.
desire here to just,
And I would be fine with having some guidance that you may look at these qualifications.
yeah, I kinda like the idea of the person having already served a 4-year term and been, just to say that we're not getting a brand-new guy with no experience. I'm okay with that.
Well, I've did a lot of digging into this.
Okay.
Because I
What'd
said
you-
into the
what'd you
policy
find
and
out? Yeah, I
procedures.
didn't-
I tried to get with Teresa's office to see where all this originated to begin with, about the rotation in the districts and all between Manchester, Tullahoma, and the county. And, she's been out of the office for two weeks. So, I got with Heather, Duncan, and, her, response to that was, I'll read it to you. I tried to print it off for everybody, but it didn't work. She said the law says elected every year, September 1st. Just do what the law says and elect who you want. I know of nothing anywhere of any law that allows you to put an experience requirement on that position. For example, Hamilton County Chair has a brand new commissioner on their committee. And she said there's just
Becomes a matter of
no
judging
reason
capability.
for it, you
Well,
know?
certainly, and that's what I was gonna say, and what you just said was just because they hadn't been here 4 years doesn't necessarily mean they don't have the qualifications, because they may be in a position that would equate to that
Yeah,
type of
absolutely.
experience.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
She said just
So-
quit narrowing your field down, because you never know what you're gonna get into in the future.
I mean, because let's face it, I pretty much, hopefully I'm making a true statement. Every one of us probably could qualify to run for mayor.
Yeah,
So in that case, why are we making it more stringent than what we could do if we just wanted to run for the position?
so one of the comments I heard Dennis make is that upon the death of the mayor, the pro tem automatically becomes mayor. Is that actually
No.
legally correct?
no.
That is not
That's,
correct.
I think that's where the thought's coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you're gonna have to assume the duties, then you have to be
No.
qualified to take the position.
It's up
Alright,
to the
so
full
let's-
committee.
Be careful.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I think that the mayor pro tem or the chairman pro
Mayor
tem,
Well, the pro tem assumes the role, so that's, I mean.
Just
I
in
know
our
we're getting
case.
Caught in the weeds
Yeah.
on this
Right.
deal.
But when it
But it's
says
just a-
chairman pro tem, that means the backup to the chairman of the CLB, right? Not necessarily
Right,
the mayor.
correct,
Yes.
correct.
Well, but
Yes,
the
sorry,
mayor pro
sorry.
tem also has the ability to exercise legal powers the mayor has, signing
Correct.
contracts and that sort of thing. So
Right.
it's more
Correct.
than just being the chairman of the committee.
right.
Correct.
So, I mean, he does assume it
Right,
per
but-
se,
We
but,
really get lost in the weeds in here because.
but it's up to
Dennis-
us as the CLB to say, let it flow like it is, or no, we want to seat somebody in as mayor.
Well,
correct.
That's where we're at right now.
Right, we're just letting it flow because we know
So-
we've got the 120-day rule.
Right.
That the election's gonna happen within the 120
Yes,
days, so
yes.
just let the
Election.
election flow like it's going to, and let who gets it, gets it.
Right.
Instead of us having to put one in if there wouldn't be an
'Cause
election.
to me, that would be the point at Rich Wright. If I'm gonna vote for somebody, then they have to agree to take it as a job.
And the
In my
call
mind.
stuff.
In my
Oh,
mind.
all the
exactly.
stuff has been done within the guidelines, so, you know.
Right.
Right.
So are we saying we think this is unnecessary? I hate to just,
What
to
I
just
found
reject.
out was that would be correct. The one thing to pacify this concern to me, would be to, keep the district rotation in place. But if somebody on that nomination term, if they can't find somebody, then it goes to the full committee, commission
Yeah.
to find the appointment.
yeah.
That will open this up, for that person, if we add that line in there possibly.
So in theory, right now, Dennis hadn't been appointed as mayor, so he's mayor pro tem, which is what the job's for. And if he got sick or something, then what? Then the committee would appoint somebody to serve as the effective pro tem?
Yes,
That's what I thought, but I just verified that.
Right.
All right.
But that position of the pro tem chairman for the CLB, does that person assume the mayor position?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be sure I understood
Do they
that.
assume
With
you
it,
do?
no,
they
no,
don't.
no.
No, they
They're
just
functioning-
assume the
They
function,
fund the function.
They assume the function, okay.
Yeah.
because like
I
Lynn
do believe
said,
it needs to be approved by the full,
like Lynn
full
said,
commission.
you know, as of like right now in our example, Dennis can execute, contracts, you know, sign checks, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's temporary functional.
He's just,
Yes.
he's functional
whole
right
point.
now.
Okay, understood. You
Yes.
gotta have somebody doing it, keep the,
Until you appoint
Yeah,
them. or
Because
elect.
technically
And
until the,
maybe I misspoke, but I mean, in function in, well,
When I say he's not the mayor, he hadn't been formally appointed as mayor, which would
That's
then
true.
require him to be the full-time mayor and for us
That's
to elect
true.
somebody as a pro tem again.
sure.
yes.
So, all right. Well, I certainly don't like the language that says, well, you gotta be willing to quit your job, but that's, I think that's excessive if nothing else, but, yeah, I don't really see why this is necessary.
so what would be your favor, sending this back to the procedures, policy procedure committee, or,
For me, it would be.
That's, I agree.
okay?
I believe so. I mean, just about all of it, even the 4 years and, you know, setting on to standing committees, you know, all that,
I mean, that's just basically, that would be us saying, well, we wanna set a higher standard, and I suppose we could do that, but I'm not certain that we need to do that. But I
not
certainly-
when no one else has done that,
Yeah.
you know?
But-
It in line with state law.
Okay, so, do I hear a motion? And
I'll
a
make a
reason
motion.
to take this, send this back,
Make a motion that we, send it back to policy
further study?
for
and-
further study.
Okay. Okay,
Just as that, further study.
Yeah, we can always,
okay, we have a motion,
yeah, I'll second that. I was just
Okay.
trying to see if we need to give them any other further instruction beyond that. Yeah. Don't think it's necessary. You end up tying the hands of future commissions too, that might
Right.
need to make
Well,
that might need to have some
well-
flexibility.
Well-
And I understand that you can, you know, there's always the, or out is suspending the rule.
Yeah.
And I understand that.
Yeah,
and that takes 2/3 of the vote of the CLB,
Yes.
correct?
But why would you want to do that when you didn't have to? And what happens if all of a sudden one year there's a brand new whole commission of
Right.
all first timers?
Right.
we've come close to that a couple times.
You have, but what, again, just like Roger's saying, you know, we don't want to narrow our scope, so
Right.
if 2 or 3 is the only veterans left on the board,
And nobody wants
well,
those two or three.
well, this says I have to vote for one of them too.
Right. And apparently that's happened in Hamilton County. I mean, something did for someone brand new coming in.
Yeah,
only
and I'm
that,
not familiar with
Not only
what'll
will they have to
happen,
pick
but,
from those 2 or 3, they'd have to be willing to,
Then they have to be willing to do that, so.
Yeah, right.
Right,
I
so-
No, that's not,
well, that's why I said if it came to
Right.
push to shove, somebody'd say, oh, well, I'm not really gonna do that, so what are you gonna do?
right.
So,
And like Lynn said, you get the answer of, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, and all of a sudden it happens, it's like, nope,
okay,
so.
all right. Any further discussion? Counselor, you have any other insight for us on that?
No.
Okay,
There is, to my knowledge, there's not anything written the way we do things with the rotation of the districts, or, you know, the 3
Right,
districts.
yeah,
That's just
there's
our
nothing
tradition.
codified there.
Does policy procedures need to address that?
If anything,
To
I
put it
would
in writing.
I would say maybe do that if they want to continue doing that, that be part of this. But
Right.
like Lynn said, as far as the quit your job and
No.
the must have served,
Right.
I think some of those are drilling it down too narrow. So,
We need to go back and reconsider.
sure.
All right, with that being said, I think that they should look at adding that line that if no one on that rotation is able and willing to, be appointed, then, it should go to, the whole committee. You know, when they
For
go to
open.
write it.
Yeah.
For a nominee.
Motions on the floor, nominee on
Yeah,
the
for a
floor.
nominee for that position, not just cut yourself off for that,
I think
district at that
That whole
time.
thing, I think, has just been gentleman's handshake from.
It
the
ha-
beginning.
I
Yeah.
think it has.
Yes, there's not
It's
any
just been a
official.
fairness rotation.
Yeah.
And I think it's necessary,
So-
for that rotation to be there.
Okay,
It's certainly wise.
Sure.
any further discussion? So to approve this, how many says aye?
Aye.
Aye, okay, unanimous. All right. Gentlemen, that's all that I see here on the schedule. Anything that we need to discuss that I didn't get informed about?
Not that I know of right
Okay. We'll make announcements. Next meeting is scheduled for May the 27th. Here at 27th,
Oh, this is the reschedule. I was like, yeah,
May
that makes
27th.
sense.
Yeah, I try to put those things on there,
Just trying to remember.
verification of what these
Last
are.
Monday of this month.
Yeah, I'll be back by then.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, and as always, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And I appreciate you being here. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Watkins and Seaborn to second, and Rogers right behind third.
Right.
That looked like a unanimous vote to go, so we'll
Absolutely.
take it as that, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. How are you doing?